Episode 9 is set to deliver tons of new experiences by writer and director J.J. Abrams. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, a lot of people are very curious as to what's to come when it comes to some of the flashback scenes that J.J. Abrams will actually be bringing back into the sequel trilogy. Now, that's a format in the Star Wars franchise that J.J. introduced in The Force Awakens. I know that some of you guys out there dislike actual flashbacks in a Star Wars movie, and that's perfectly fine and okay. However, sometimes flashbacks can definitely add in more to the story when it comes to the events in between the originals and the sequels, which is great. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with Darth Vader and the acolytes of the Beyond. Specifically, a description of around 6 hooded figures in black cloaks on a foresty world during dusk, all standing around what appears to be the remains of Darth Vader's suit and body. The next goes over a close-up of Darth Vader's melted helmet, with 2 hands touching it and picking it up with a cloud of dust. Another goes over the other 5 individuals who are believed to be the acolytes of the Beyond, salvaging other parts of the suit and even Vader's prosthetics. It's described that Vader's skull is still inside of the helmet, an original concept for The Force Awakens that was scrapped. Lastly, all the mysterious figures are in single file, carrying parts of Vader's remains and the suit remains onto a shuttle of some kind. So I really wanted to go over a couple of parts about this. Now, this sounds like that they are trying to create some kind of ritual or something like that, or reviving Darth Vader. An original big rumor for The Force Awakens that a lot of people are wondering about. Now, going into episode 9 now, alright, I want to focus on the concept here of Darth Vader's skull being inserted into the actual helmet still. Now, I don't know if you guys knew this, but that was actually an original idea for Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, and I know a lot of you guys out there may say that that's too much for a Star Wars movie, but if you look at Star Wars A New Hope, you do see Aunt Beru and Owen Lars just on the floor, on the ground, all burnt up as a skeleton. And that's not to say that, you know, it's going too far for Darth Vader's helmet to still have the skull inside of it. So it seems like that it would be a parallel to what we saw in Star Wars A New Hope. Now, with that being said, this most definitely is the planet of Endor, obviously, right? That's where the funeral pyre took place, that Luke Skywalker initiated, and where the Endor celebration also took place. Now, this lines directly up with the big rumor, I believe it was about a year ago or so, that Disney and Lucasfilm were toying around with the idea of bringing back the planet of Endor at some point in time for either Star Wars Episode 8 or Episode 9. Now, we also know that there's going to be some filming taking place over in California in the Redwoods. Now, the Redwoods is the same exact filming location that they used for Return of the Jedi for the planet of Endor, or should I say the Forest Moon. So what's really interesting about all of this is that we would finally get a real answer as to exactly how Kylo Ren got his hands on Darth Vader's melted helmet and other remains of Darth Vader's suit and even his prosthetics. Now, the prosthetics side of the story here definitely lines up with the other leak that we went over about 2 months ago, that Darth Vader does indeed, or should I say that Kylo Ren does indeed own certain parts of Darth Vader's, actual remains when it comes to his arms and legs, the actual prosthetics. Those can't really burn and crumble away since they are basically made out of steel or titanium, whatever they're made out of, right? Whatever kind of metal they use in the Star Wars universe. So, with that being said, this also gives us a closer look at the acolytes of the Beyond, a group of individuals who actually worshipped Darth Vader and, of course, Emperor Palpatine after their death. And these dark side users, by the way, we never really got to see them on screen as of yet. I know a lot of people were theorizing that maybe they turned out to be the Knights of Ren. However, that doesn't line line up because the Acolytes of the Beyond are actually based in or around, I would say, 1 year after the events of Return of the Jedi, right around the Battle of Jakku era. So it wouldn't really make much sense now, wouldn't it? Right? Now, would it? If you look at Star Wars The Last Jedi, I think that the more likely scenario here is that Luke's Jedi students who were actually taken from Kylo are indeed the Knights of Ren. As far as, Darth Vader being a part of Episode 9, this would most definitely be the great way by JJ to explore more elements for the character of Darth Vader and exactly how Kylo Ren got to be inspired about his grandfather even all the more in this film. This is most definitely a flashback and/or a vision through Kylo Ren's eyes, from what it seems. Now, the last thing that I do want to go over is the shuttle that they are boarding. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this sounds like that they are boarding a shuttle to either the infancy of the First Order, or maybe even the remnants of the Empire, in which it eventually goes into the hands of Supreme Leader Snoke, and then Snoke eventually gives it as a gift to Kylo Ren. You can see all the different connections here, and we have heard that the Acolytes of the Beyond are going to be explored all the more so in 2019, either in the form of comics, video games, and or in the movies themselves, such as Star Wars Episode 9. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.